Donte right here front. Obviously, you're not unaccustomed to fighting on these big stages now, but I guess now when you got the call to not only fight for the UFC, but like now you're on this big, massive card. So do you kind of feel like the UFC machine wants to get behind you this early into your career?
Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It definitely seems that way. So I'm grateful. And first and foremost, thank God. Thank Jesus, because He's making everything possible.
What do you think the promotion sees in you that they do want to get the train behind you? Because it's not often we see fighters so earlier in the career here at Media Day, but you have the honor, of being up there speaking to us.
I feel what they see in me is a perfect piece to the puzzle. Obviously, nothing's perfect, but the way I fight, maybe in the way that I just carry myself, they see the potential. So, yeah, I'm grateful.
Do you think it has something to do with that 100% finish rate, and they kind of, they want to kind of highlight that this early so fans can kind of get accustomed to your name early?
Of course, you know what the fans want. They want violence and they want finishes. So, and that's just naturally how I fight. Naturally, my mentality is get in there and get it over with. So, and that's not going to change.
When oftentimes when we see fighters have this 100% finish rate, that becomes the story of fight week. Every interview you do is going to be 100% finish, 100% finish. Do you feel the pressure to keep that up, or is that just this is what I want to do, it just happens to play out that way?
Absolutely not, nah, man. Because at the end of the day, it's just fighting. We're just fighting. We're just fighting in front of people. I've been fighting my whole life. I can't even count how many fights I've been into. So. No, I just kind of, I keep it for what it is. Yeah, the cameras and the chauffeurs and stuff. But at the end of the day, bro, we're just fighting. So I'm not going to overcomplicate it if I don't need to.
What do you make of your new opponent in Cody? A bit of a weird couple of months for him. It seems like every fight he's in, something weird happens. So I guess when they came to you with that name, did it matter that it was that Cody, or were you just happy that you got to stay on this card?
No, I'm just happy that the fight, the fight was still on.
Yeah.
So my manager, Jason House, he called me, and we actually laugh about it all the time, because he'll hit me, and it's, I'll give him the answer in like 10 seconds. And most people are like, oh, let me talk to my coaches. I'll talk to my coaches after, we're going to take this fight because that's what we're here to do. So, as soon as he gave me that name, let's run it.
He obviously has a bit of a wrestling background that he likes to implement in there. Did you have to change anything in your approach to this fight, or is this you're one of those guys that focuses on themselves and not really the other guy?
Yeah, I focus on myself. I'm competing with myself, so it's not really. Every day I'm trying to get my hands better. Every day I'm trying to get my grappling better. Every day I'm trying to get my conditioning better to be the best. Really, the goal is to become the most deadliest weapon on the planet. So that's what I do daily.
Yeah. Did I see you train with Jeff Mayweather at the gym?
You did.
What was that like?
That was a blessing. That was a dream come true. I actually had a dream that I was in that gym. And so then when I actually walked in there and, got them rounds in, and afterwards, it was wow. It was wow. We're right here.
Was it everything you thought? Because it's one thing to see it through a screen. It's another thing to be in there and smell it and hear the buzzers and everything.
Oh, it's everything I thought. Yeah, it's that dungeon work. I ain't expect to go in and see, dudes walking around. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, it's that dungeon where you walked in, you smelled somebody just got done working.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that's going to be like a real ritzy gym, but that's about as grimy as it gets.
No, it's
in
dungeon.
A good way.
Yeah.
Hello. You're 7-0, all finishes. You fought in the Contender Series, now in the UFC with a finish and with a performance of the night. You look like the great companion for the UFC, and with a bright future in the organization. What's your thought about that?
What would you say at the end?
At the end, what's your thought about being like the good companion for the company with a bright future?
Oh, I mean, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I wake up every morning and I get to do what I love. I get to be around the people I love, like-minded individuals. I'm very blessed. So it's going to work good for me and for the UFC. This is business. And I understand that, and it's gonna be good. We're gonna have a good career. It's gonna be good.
Do you think 2026 will be like a good year for you? What's your view about like? Do you want to be like in the top 15? I don't know, at the end of the year or something like this.
Yeah, whatever God has planned for me. But I do know 2026 is going to be the best year yet, though. I do know that.
Just a quick question on you're that first fight on the CBS portion of this card. You got 4 fights on CBS. I'm just kind of wondering your thoughts, more eyeballs on the sport when it's over-the-air television where anybody with an antenna can watch your fight. You don't have to pay for it. Just your thoughts on what that means with just an over-the-air network broadcasting your fight.
The more the merrier. The more the merrier. We all know all publicity is good publicity to some extent, but the more the merrier because the messages that I have for the people, the more the merrier. The more God's for everybody. Jesus is for everybody. So that's what it is.
Donte, to piggyback on that one real quick, I noticed a lot of your captions on social media are quotes of scripture, and you just touched on it. For yourself, can you put into words, what does it mean to you to be a warrior of God?
Everything. Because it makes things simple. You know, it makes things simple when life or the devil, tries to come through and confuse you or doubt or fear, It's nice to know that, God let me know what my purpose here on earth is, and not really like who I am, but like my duty here on earth, which is to show the world, and to be, a warrior of God at heart and spirit, and to carry that diligently with integrity, and to please God ultimately.
Thank you.
Donte, your 7-0 record, right over here, your 7-0 record has been touched on already, a fantastic start to your professional career. With this matchup against Cody, are you expecting anything less than fireworks on Saturday?
Oh, no. Yeah, it's going to be fireworks. 4th of July is coming early. It's coming real early because I know he ain't coming. I know he's coming. He don't back down. I don't back down. So we're going to meet each other in the middle. So whoever break first, I guess.
Very nice. And also, just to add upon that, do you expect those types of fights every time out, given your record so far?
If for the stubborn ones, which is good because I love it. But I know I'm expect like what Mr. Dumas did. He faked up top, grabbed my leg. People are gonna try to grab me. I get that, but we're well rounded. This is what we do. So we're ready for everything.
What does it mean to you to be here in the fight capital of the world and perform and put on a show? What is it? Any specific extra meaning to you?
I'm blessed. I do what I love. I'm traveling. I've been places I have never been before. I'm hopping on planes. It's wow. I wake up every day and I thank God and I say wow. And I think every morning, every day they say, every day I cry. I cry tears of joy because I love my life and I can't believe where God has brought me. Every day.
What about fighting here in Vegas though?
I mean, that's cool. Yeah, fighting is cool in Vegas in front of people. That's cool. I love it. It's just fighting's so natural to me. So fighting, I'm just doing what I love. I love fighting. I love what it brings. I love the self-mastery. I love the respect, the honor. I love the love it brings. Fighting in general is it runs in my blood. Good. Thank you, guys.